Welcome to Ferrotone Studios. I've made a microphone.
This is fantastic. I think it's the best thing I've bought.
This was from a kit from MicParts.com and it's the T12 kit. It's absolutely fantastic if I'm being completely honest. I've been doing a bit of research on this guy who owns this company, MicParts.com, because I was watching some Produce Like a Pro videos and he interviewed the guy, Matt McGlynn, who runs recordinghacks.com, which is fantastic, a great resource for any DIY stuff. If you want to make a microphone, there's loads of stuff on there. His website, MicParts, makes kits and you can buy it pre-built. This was about $380, which is ridiculously cheap. You can buy it pre-made, $600. This is a fantastic mic. You just have to believe me. In fact, you'll find out. He is also the guy that owns and runs Roswell Pro Audio, and they've got a few good microphones like the Delphos, the Mini 47, and another one that's just come out I can't remember the name of. Fantastic microphones. But yeah, I've been watching a load of videos of this guy. I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy one. I like making stuff. I filmed the entire build and I've watched it back. It was the most boring thing I've ever watched in my entire life ever. So I'm going to show you my reaction at the end of it, which is quite interesting. So yeah, I'm going to talk to you about this microphone and show you the highlights of the video, including the end bit where I first listened to this. First thing I'd recommend doing for when you're building a microphone, especially if it's one of the MicParts.com microphone kits, is read the instructions, have a good look. I've made loads and loads of stuff over the years, and out of all the instructions I've ever read, MicParts just blows everything away. The first page has got a load of pictures for every single component so you can work out what you've got, if you've got everything, which I'd be shocked if you didn't have everything. And it's got a step-by-step guide with fantastic pictures. So instead of me just, looking at how it's supposed to look at the end and just going for it, I just went step by step and it took me under 2 hours. And that was including having to tidy up, cleaning the PCB at the end. I followed every single step. Anyone could do one of their guides. If you've never done a DIY anything before, you could do it. You just need a few pieces of equipment, which I'm going to go through now. So there aren't many things you need. If you haven't got any of the bits, I'm going to put Amazon links in the description so you can check out the bits that I've bought. Some of the bits I've had for quite a while. So firstly, you'll need a good quality solder. The stuff I use is white tin solder, I don't know, 1.8% flux, 0.6mm diameter. I like this stuff, it's nice, tons of that comes on a reel. I don't use a good quality soldering iron, I use a really cheap one because I've gone through quite a lot. I think mine, I can't remember how much this was, it was about a tenner or something, maybe 20 quid, it's not that great. But it does the job, as long as it's got a fine tip point so you can really be accurate. You don't want one of those chisel shaped bits, they're not really ideal for something this intricate. A holder for your soldering iron, otherwise where you're going to put it, you're going to put it on your work surface and burn it. So it just stops things setting on fire, which has happened. You want some low profile cutters, which are quite small, just makes it easy for cutting all the components. Really handy, for cutting guitar strings as well, stuff like that. It's incredibly handy. It's always handy to have a set of needle nose pliers. For these sort of builds I use a really small set with a really fine point. Just helps hold things in place. Also to hold things in place I'd recommend some tape, some masking tape or some insulation tape. Some isopropyl alcohol for cleaning the PCB afterwards. This is stuff that I use for cleaning inside mixing desks and other studio equipment. You'll see in my mixing desk video. And also a clamp. My clamp's probably a bit over the top because I use it for everything and it's massive, but you can get a smaller clamp. Just go easy on it, make sure you've got the PCBs that you're soldering held in there tightly, nicely, without it being crushed. On the MicParts website they do have a guide, loads of soldering guides, which I've had a read through before I even started the project. Fantastic, and they do recommend these sort of third arm kits, which are a load of clamps that you can bend at any angle to hold things in place. had I bought one of those, it probably would have been a lot easier, but the Ferrotone Studios way is ignore all advice and just blag it and go for it. But that did mean that at several points during the build I was holding the reel of solder in my mouth while trying to hold a component in place and solder at the same time. But you know, why make life easy? Like I said, it took under 2 hours to make. It looks pretty standard as a microphone, but there's loads of stuff inside. I mean, to open it, you just, same with most microphones, you unscrew the bottom part, the case slides off. I went for a grey case, just because, yeah, I just wanted that colour. Loads of components stuck inside. Try and keep your cables as neat as possible. You don't want anything getting snagged or caught. Keep things clean. The capsule was one of the fiddlier parts. I had to be, you know, really careful about reading the instructions because I've never actually fitted a capsule before that I can remember. But yeah, it wasn't difficult. Under 2 hours, including, you know, everything, and I'm filming it at the same time, so that would have made it slower. If you've done this sort of thing before, you could easily do it in under that. But for 2 hours and $380, it's an absolutely fantastic microphone. And what I'm going to do now is play the final part of my original recording where I plug it in. Worked first time, luckily. I sort of expected it to because I hadn't done anything wrong that I was aware of. It all looked right to me. So yeah, so I'm going to play my reaction and I'm going to play the audio recorded through the door of how it sounded so you get an idea of how much I liked it. Huh. I believe it's done. Front, back, nice transformer. A couple of cool things on this. You can switch it between cardioid and omnidirectional. So, you know, front or everywhere, front and back. And it's also got a pad switch. I'm going to keep it cardioid and without the pad, but that's really cool. That's one of the reasons I bought it. So I just got to find the body, and then we'll see if it works. Of course it'll work. Okay, it took an hour and 40 minutes. It took a bit longer than expected. I thought it would be quicker than that. But I did follow every direction, every single one of the instructions to the point. Right, that looks really cool. Yeah. Okay, so it works. Fantastic. I'm not completely surprised. I'm quite good at doing electrics. It sounds really nice. Yeah, so this is the MicParts T12 with, I think it's called the CK12 capsule. It's a similar capsule to the AKG C12, like the old style AKG 414 EB, I believe. It sounds really nice. So yeah, I've got a nice level going into the computer. I'm just running it through an ART voice channel, so my arts voice channel, just because I love that channel strip. So I turned that on, went and tidied everything up, let the valves in that warm up. I'm not driving the preamp hard at all, so I just like the sound of it. It's just a nice channel strip. Tiny bit of compression, about 4:1, but only to tame anything. I mean, nothing's coming on at the moment. Sorry, I've got a cold as well. I've had an awful cold the last few days, so that's why I sound a bit nasal. Tiny bit of EQ, a couple of frequencies. I tuned in when I was just trying to get a nice sound, because I'm just beginning starting an EP, so just getting a nice sound for that. Interestingly, I haven't. In fact, we'll give it a go. Let's do some vocals. Let me see. Yeah, let me just get the levels right. And you feel like a memory as you lay by my side. Then you wake to your family, forgotten man with open eyes. I got the call to say we'd lost you. Disbelief is all I feel, a sudden change
from what was normal the day before. It's so surreal, and you feel like a memory as you lay by my side. Then you wake to your family. Forgotten man with open eyes. Forgotten man with open eyes. Forgotten man with open eyes. This sounds so nice in my headphones. There's no reverb. Normally I like it drowning a reverb in the headphone mix, but I haven't set that up now. I've just moved to Pro Tools. I haven't even bothered getting... I can send a separate headphone mix. Well, I have got a separate headphone mix. I just haven't put any reverb on it. This is completely clean. In fact, this recording is what I'll play you rather than the camera audio. This sounds fantastic. I'm about to start an EP, and I've sort of done the backing track. And I was planning on using my Neumann U87, but this sounds fantastic. I'm not saying this is better than a Neumann U87. I'm talking about my voice, so it's completely subjective. This sounds fantastic on my voice. Like, even when I was speaking to it about, 2 minutes ago, I could hear. It just sounds so nice. Yeah, this sounds really good. Not like some of those, not like Rode NT1A where it's got that massive high-end boost and you're like, whoa, that air. When I say whoa, that air, I don't mean it can be a bit much a lot of the time on a lot of things, but this just sounds just full. This is fantastic. I think it's the best thing I've bought. Yeah, I mean, it took probably just under maybe 2 hours all up, because I didn't take into account the time it took me to get all the equipment set up, although some of that was cameras and stuff. You know, like the cutters, find all the tools, get the solder, get the bench, get the clamp set up. I can't even remember if I mentioned that. Get the soldering iron heated up, you know, just get it all ready. For 2 hours work, I mean, you can buy these pre-made from MicParts. Yeah, I was talking to Matt from MicParts before I ordered this. I was like, look, I like the sound of this mic. I want one. He was like, yeah, they are good. Wow, it just sounds so nice. Listen to that. Yeah, he did say it was a nice sounding mic. And if you listen to him in an interview, I was watching some Produce Like a Pro videos, and he interviewed Matt McGlynn. So Google or YouTube, Produce Like a Pro, Matt McGlynn, and watch. I mean, you can watch hours of videos of them two talking, but you learn so much about microphones in such a short space of time. This is the best thing I've bought. I can't remember how much it was. $400 or something, which, you know, in pounds, it's 300 quid. Although, let's face it, it's 400 quid because import duty was 70 quid. So, but you know, for 400, this is a fantastic sounding microphone. So I will do a quick test between this and the Neumann to see what suits me. I could just sell the Neumann at this rate. This sounds fantastic. So yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry it's a bit of a strange video. I am absolutely exhausted. I've got some horrible cold, but this arrived today and I was like, I've got to get this done. It's really late now, but like the clock says in the background, 25 past 10 or 20 past 10. Never changes. Yeah, thanks for watching. And check out MicParts.com. Their website is fantastic anyway. Not only do they do mic kits, you can buy a mic, that loads of mics like this one and others pre-made. This isn't sponsored. I paid full whack for this. Nothing like that. But they do like replacement Rode NT1A capsules and capsules for loads of other microphones. You can upgrade tons of mics. So I'm thinking of changing the capsule in my Rode NT1A to something a bit more jazzy. So I'm going to 100%, if it's going to sound anything like this, I'm going to do that, because I love a Rode NT1A, but if it can lose that massive high-end hiss, not hiss, but you know, it can be a bit much on a lot of things. So yeah, thanks Matt. This is a great microphone. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. Sorry it's a bit rambly. I just wanted to get it done. Yeah. I'm going to have a bit of a play with this, because this is amazing. Thank you.